Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay? And of course, we're still in quarantine, so it's still the quarantine edition. Now, this is where I take 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw 2 out at random, and do reviews for both. Now, returning from last week is The Evil in Us, Seeds of Destruction, Honeymoon, Plague, and making its debut this week is Executive Koala and Pressure. Alright, so let me get the bag of good tussle here. See what we come up with. Alright, choice 1 is The Evil in Us. Cool. Alright. Our second choice is Pressure. Alright, so I'm going to set Pressure and The Evil in Us aside while I set all the movies side by side by side. Take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, and just remember, if it lands on a Freddy vs. Jason or a 5, I have to redo it. Now let's see what comes back this week. Two. Let's give the bag another good shake. I'll draw 2 out. Let's see, we have Honeymoon and Seeds of Destruction. Now, if you want to see me review Executive Koala or Plague, make sure you vote for them. Right now, I'm going to watch The Evil in Us and Pressure and come back with short reviews later. Well, I'm back. I just watched The Evil in Us, and here are my thoughts. The Evil in Us is a 2016 film which runs approximately 90 minutes and is written and directed by Jason William Lee. Now, the only thing I could find on him was a movie called Funhouse and Alpha Men. Now, this stars Debs Howard as Bree Armstrong. She was in AMI, Funhouse, and she was also in the TV show iZombie. Ian Collins as John Wheeler. He was in a ton of TV. And Danny Zaporozhyn as Steve Ridley. He was pretty much in a bunch of shorts. The first thing I wanted to do is to thank Mark from Mark of Horror for sending me this to me. That was really cool of him to do that. And I had seen some people actually got this from the dollar store, the Dollar Tree lately, on, with their latest stuff that they've put out. I was actually quite impressed with this. Now, granted, we've seen all this before. This is not something that's going to break the mold in horror, but I actually had a lot of fun with it. You have 3 couples who are going on a vacation off to a remote island off the Washington coast to basically party and have a good time. You kind of gather from the dynamic of the group that maybe they hadn't seen each other in a while, and, it's the whole thing where this one might have slept with this one, or, the intermingling sort of things. The kid who plays John Wheeler starts acting really funny from the actual start of the film. You're not really sure what's wrong with him or what's going to happen while they're on this island. But there's basically no way off. they have to call a man named Ray to come over with a boat in order to take them back to shore. It's a it's a really fun time. They end up ingesting, more or less, they end up ingesting something which turns them completely crazy. You do find out the reason. You do find out what turns them this way, but I'm not going to say because I did not read the back before I watched it, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. Okay, because I don't want you guys to know either. I'd like for you to go into it knowing less as possible, because it was actually quite fun. It was very gory, very bloody, and the actors were pretty darn good in it for the most part. Definite recommendation. I had a really good time with this. Thank you, Mark, again for sending me this. And I'll be back with a second review in a few. Okay, I'm back with our second review, which is Pressure. Now, Pressure is a 2015 film which runs approximately 91 minutes and is directed by Ron Scapello. Now, he did Offender and The Corrupted. This stars Danny Huston as Engel. He was in Game Night, Frankenstein, and Hitchcock. Matthew Goode as Mitchell. He was in Stoker, which is actually a really good movie. The Watchmen, and The Lookout. All three of those are really good. And Joe Cole as Jones. Now, he was in Woodstock, Green Room, and he was also in Offender. Now, this is a UK film, and to be honest, I think I like this one a little bit better than The Evil in Us. I don't know if you guys have seen 47 Meters Down, but it's kind of like that. It's very similar to that. What you have is a bunch of guys who are on a oil drilling rig, and they have to go down and fix a pipe. Now, they go down in a diving bell, and they are, I'm trying to think of how far they went down. 650 feet, I think. Yeah, I think it was 650 feet. So they're down there, and they're trying to fix the pipe for the oil drilling rig. And they get a broken message from the boat up top. And basically, they start seeing pieces of the boat and the crew coming down to the bottom of the sea. From there, they have so many hours of oxygen left, and they have to try to get through to their main company to see if they can get someone out there to rescue them. I had a really good time with this. This says it's a drama and a thriller, not so much a horror movie, but if you are afraid of drowning, like I am, it can very well be a horror movie to most people. Also, if you're claustrophobic, because the diving bell is really not that big, and there is 4 people, it starts out, in this diving bell. Now, they have to figure out how to get up to the top of the water before they run out of oxygen and without getting the bends. Now, the bends is when you're depressurized from being all the way down underneath the water. Basically, the water pressure can kill you, and it's just it's a very nasty situation that they're in. They start to get a little cuckoo, of course, after being down there for that long, all on their own and by themselves. And, they start turning on each other. Everything, this is your fault, this would never happen if you had done this and you had done that. You get your basic story, and they're all trying to survive. Like I said, I had a real good time with this. I actually found this at a Dollar General quite a while ago. And I like underwater adventures, so, it was kind of right up my alley. If you like underwater adventures, this doesn't have a creature in it or anything. That's the only drawback, in my opinion. But, in survival movies and stuff like that, this will be definitely right up your alley. And don't forget to vote for the 2 that didn't make it. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.